So Russ, Doug Waite, Bill McCall, Gary Galley, Sador. Which one of your fights stands out as your toughest one?
The best fight was with Sador. He and I got tangled up behind the net, and I think I kicked his feet out from underneath him, and he said something like, "You're lucky," or something. He said something like that, and I let him get up. I said, "All right." He didn't think I could fight. I could fight against guys my own size. I wasn't a big fighter. I only had 20 in my career, but he really didn't think I could fight, so I let him up. And him and I went toe to toe from behind the net to the halfway up to the blue line. And it was one of my best fights. And there was no real harm done by either one of us, because at the time he was a bit of a lightweight. He was young back then. So, yeah. And the other one, Dougie Waite and I are friends now, but I hit him in the corner and he was talking to me all the way to the blue line. And I said, "Let's go." I dropped my gloves and I had him, and he didn't drop his gloves. And he said, "Oh, I'm not going to fight you, Russ." So I go to pick up my gloves, and he freaking beat the shit out of me. I couldn't get up. Like, he just hammered me, and I got a bad neck. Every time my neck goes out, I think of Dougie, because he just pummeled me. But I only had 20 fights in my career. I wasn't a fighter, but I wish I was, because there's a lot of guys I wanted to freaking kick their teeth in.
And Geoff, you had too many to name them all. Do you have one that stands out?
Oh no, I don't know one.
Dallas Drake.
Yeah, yeah. Dallas Drake and I used to go at it all the time. We were about the same weight. I friggin' hit him with a left and buckled him. But Mike Hartman with Buffalo, when I was in Boston, he and I are the same weight. We used to have incredible fights. Like, we would just probably hit each other like 30 times, and it was nonstop. But I got beat up by lots of guys back then. Guys, I weighed 190 pounds. And the guys you were fighting were like 210, 205. So, definitely was outmatched lots of times by bigger guys. But, I fought a lot till Washington. When I was playing there, they basically told me, "Hey, we don't want you fighting. Like, we want you scoring goals." So that was pretty much when I stopped fighting.
Okay.
I had a good fight in Vancouver against Todd Krieger. And when I was going to the penalty box, I put my both arms in the air. And the next shift out, after they served the penalty, Joe Ricci came up to me and said, "What the hell do you think you're doing? Put your hands in the air." Because the fans went crazy in Vancouver. They always like seeing guys who weren't fighters fight. And I said, "Joe, that feeling of beating a guy up is like you scoring a goal. It only happens once a year." And he goes, "You got a point there."
That's a good one.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. He was so pissed off at me, and he started laughing at the face-off.
You guys have a favorite road barn, like stadium, that you guys would go to that you enjoyed?
Well, I don't know. There was lots. Chicago was always great. LA was great. New York was great. Obviously Montreal, Toronto.
Yeah.
Great places to play.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. Okay. So many good rinks.
Okay.
I love playing in the old Edmonton rink. And I love, the way they played too is my kind of game. A lot of skating, and I had a bit of luck on Grant Fuhrer. I don't know how, but I did. Maybe let him in on purpose.
Another great guest of mine I had on. He's a beauty.
Kiersey. Yeah, he's awesome.
I'll just get this out of the way now. Russ, the Leaf, I was reading somewhere today that Leafs Nation, whatever, I guess that's kind of like our Canuck Army kind of thing. They said that the trade that the Leafs made with you was the worst trade that they've made.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. I mean, they needed toughness. Wendell was out of the lineup a lot then with the bad back, so they felt like they needed some toughness. John Brophy and I were not getting along, and he started sitting me out. I'd never been sat out before, and Vinny Damphousse was coming into his own, so they felt like they could trade me, and it was great for me because I got a fresh start, great team, revived my career, and they moved me to right wing, so I changed positions from center to right. And it just, John had a lot of problems, and John Cordick, and unfortunately for him, he didn't get the help he needed, but he was struggling off the ice, and so it just really was unfortunate for Toronto. They didn't.
You're tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes. Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Say Hayes sent you.
I will forever be from the street to the V, where I learned to stand tall on my own 2 feet. Vancouver, BC is a part of me. I'm from Van City, grew up in Vancouver. Way back when we was taking taxis, not Ubers. We was being young, living life to the fullest, doing dumb things, thinking we